clean, whatever. Why did it just go down? My brightness just went down for no reason. Oh, I want Taco Bell really bad, but I'm trying not to spend money. I also kind of want Subway. I don't know, I'm just craving a Subway sandwich today. Just really want Subway. Hey people. Guys, I am using my tripod and I don't know if I like this angle. My tripod. Wait. Oh. Okay, I don't like that either. Is there like a happy medium we can do here? This is good. Will this stay like this? Sort of. Now I feel like it's weird. Also, I'm so pale, I have to fake tan. But yeah, guys, I officially came out with my side of the story today. Feels really good to clap back for once. Holy shit, I've just been letting myself get berated on the internet. Could you please flash? Send me $5,000 and I'll consider it. But yeah, I just was like super silent about everything that's been going on. And like finally, last night I had 2 glasses of wine and I was like, I'm letting it rip. Like I can't, it feels like I'm holding back vomit constantly. So I just told my side of the story, and can I tell you how good I feel today? Like, oh my God. I don't know why I was like making this some big thing that like I couldn't respond. But I really thought that like it would make it better if I just didn't say anything. It made it so much worse. Like people then just like took it and ran with it. So, yep. Getting stalked 2 years. Won't stop. She's already... Okay, she does this really awesome thing where she unblocks me and then views my videos, or she has a lot of other accounts. So I don't know if she's like on a burner or like what it is, but she views everything I post. Like she's viewing everything that I've been posting, and specifically she'll peruse my account even when I'm not talking about this stuff so she can make a new allegation about something. Like I'll never forget, I posted a video about how like I didn't know in college that you couldn't drink on Lexapro because my doctor never fucking told me, and I would get super fucked up, and to the point where like one time I almost got alcohol poisoning. I think I did have alcohol poisoning, and like I thought I was gonna die. And she claimed that I promote drinking on pills. I promote that. Yeah. You know, so like she'll do that, but she unblocked me because obviously I'm sure she got comments about the videos that I had posted, and she watched them, and now she's claiming that I was talking down on her dead grandmother. That I was like speaking about her dead grandmother. Which I didn't do that. I used a screenshot to show that she was lying about being a Trump supporter, and she happened to be talking about that. It's crazy because that's like a prime example of what I've been talking about. Like how she takes something so out of context and spins it. Like the whole stalker thing, I called her that. That's where that started. This was like 2 years ago when I had first addressed it. I was like, you're stalking me. Like if you're going through my page and saving all my videos and reposting them, like that's stalker behavior. That's where that started. The copying thing, I don't even know where the fuck that came from, but so many other people have come forward and been like, oh, she's accused me of copying. She's accused a bunch of people of copying her, right? And then she accused me, like, I don't know, she reached out to context. I went no contact with one of my siblings, right? And one of her followers went through all of my Facebook followers and messaged them. And Grace liked the comment. Like, promoting this sort of like really dangerous behavior. And this girl would make new profiles just to tell me that my sister doesn't like me. And I went no contact with my sister because we are fundamentally different people. She's a Trump supporter and I don't agree with that. And I feel like she's going through a lot that I can't help her. So it's my older sister. I love her from a distance, but we don't have a relationship anymore just for both of us because we couldn't get along. Like we're not a good match. However, my other siblings, I'm on great terms with, you know? So I think it's different. Yeah. So they reached out to her and she was going to post those screenshots, even though like my sister is like a whole other problem, you know? Once Grace first reached out to her, you know, I never heard the end of it through my dad and was like, delete your videos. And I'm like, I don't even know what fucking video she's talking about. And the only reason Grace did that was because I found out that Grace's family went no contact with her. Grace's own sister has asked her to stop posting about me. Like, told her to stop because Grace's sister got involved. Like, the, you know, people who were trying to expose Grace for her lies about getting, like, scamming for money. She she got involved because they had a relationship. Grace was posting about her. So the people on the Reddit reached out to her. Do I think that was right? No. But that's the territory of being on the internet. And if you're going to scam people, like, they're going to find out information about you that you're probably not going to like, and probably get a little bit too involved in your business. I don't think that that's ever warranted. Don't get me wrong. I'm not co-signing that behavior, but it happens. Like, Grace is not my first stalker, believe it or not. I've had, like, exes, you know, the exes are crazy and stalk me and, like, weird shit like that. Again, like, you have to be safe with what you post online. But yeah, insane. She's really gone to extreme lengths to get other people to do her dirty work now, because she's definitely at least aware that what she does is going to get her in trouble. But she does support other people doing heinous shit to me. I don't know about the whole Bobby situation. Again, like, that doesn't really involve me, but I know that that was part of her lore before me. That was BMK, before MK. And sort of during, honestly, like, that was the reprieve that I got, was when she started posting about her DV situation, which she also blamed me for having those videos saved when I literally just showed them to the police. So, yeah, I'm seeing things, you know, in my own attempts to gather information. I did see some posts on the Reddit about speculation of them still being together. She claimed you copied her. No, I never knew her. This is the whole story of, like, 2 years ago I was in college, right? I remember this night so vividly. And I was getting ready to go out. Kat was over, and our friend Nick. And we were all hanging out. We, you know, throughout the day I had seen some comments about me copying somebody. But again, like, I don't really think anything of this. Like, it's online. Like, you get weird comments all the time. But I had gotten, like, 5 throughout the, like, probably 24 hours. And when I was, like, getting ready, going live, I had a few drinks, I started to get comments on my live about it. And people are like, why are you copying this girl? Da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, what girl? And I go to look her up, and I see that I'm blocked. So I go on Kat's phone, and I make a video saying, I never copied you. I have no idea who you are. You can unblock me. We can talk about it like adults, or you can continue to post about me and get people to send hate my way. Something along the lines of that, right? Like, it probably wasn't the most mature conversation either, because I was drinking, and, like, I've been getting hate comments about it. So I was like, this is ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't copy anybody because of my cat and my hair color, because I dye my hair red sometimes. You guys know it. And my cat has heterochromia, like her cat. So that was where that started. And then she kind of took that response and didn't stop. Like, that was it from me. I woke up the next day hungover and, like, made a joke on a caption, like, this is all Gracie the Brat's fault. You know, like, probably wasn't the most mature thing of me, but she's, like, rampage posting about me the next morning. I was like, oh my God, what the fuck? And, had blocked Kat and stuff like that. So I, like, went about my day for the next, like, couple months. She continues to make these videos. She shows up at my school. She denies that, but she posted a video where I found it on my laptop, right? You can search up someone's TikTok online. She found my videos, or no, she posted a video of her with a caption saying, like, something about, like, I'm in LA, we pew pew people around here, and then the location tagged was my school. And, like, she basically in her comments was insinuating that she was waiting for me at my college. Whether she was actually there or not, to post that online, dangerous, not okay, and definitely insinuating that she wanted to hurt me. And that continued. Like, she would post things talking about how, like, she lives in LA and she doesn't play, and my girl's from LA and Long Beach, like, da-da-da-da-da. Like, just constantly saying Chapman. So actually, when I called the cops and I showed them that, they're like, you can actually press charges for that, and you should have done it when it happened. But I was, you know, I had management at the time, and this was, again, 2 years ago. My management advised me to not do anything about it, to not speak out about it, to not talk about it. Like, you know, when you have management, they want you to stay out of anything. So, like, I couldn't even post about, like, religion, politics. Like, there were no areas with this management company I was with. So when I asked my manager and I was like, hey, can I, like, respond to this? And she's like, no. Because, like, she already was pissed I responded without asking her in the first place. You know what I mean? So that was, like, just the motive that I had then, was to just, like, screenshot everything, move on with my life. And there were lulls where, like, she would stay offline, right? Like, she got her account deleted because she talked about me so much and presumably said other, maybe potentially racially motivated things. So she got her account deleted. She thinks that it was me She blames me for that. And I think she's gotten a couple accounts deleted over the years. But when this all started, mind you, I had just gotten my account banned for Jazz Cabbage, right? So I went from having like, I want to say, how many followers did I have? Like 500,000 to square one. And she says that I'm like this big influencer. I sent like the hellhounds after her. I had like probably 20,000 followers at the time, which like seems like a big number to a lot of people, but isn't a big number. And I wasn't sending people after her. Like, it was just crazy. So she got her accounts banned and she fucked off for a little bit because like she wasn't garnering the same audience, the same support. And then I don't know if she was homeless when this started. I'm not too sure about her living situation. Like I said, that's never been something that like I was trying to figure out her location or anything like that. Quite the opposite. Not sure when that got flipped around on me. But she then started living in an RV. I don't know if she always lived in the RV, but there was like this arc where she then started asking people for money online. And when she had first started this, I believe she was still dancing. So she now had this whole new rebrand. And I was like, thank God it's over. Like she's found something else to talk about, to move on to. No, after a couple months, right back to dogging on me. Then it went to this Bobby situation where she was dealing with DV, and then like kind of her old roommates got involved, and it was like Bobby's family. Like then this is like literally the fucking timeline. Like I can't unhear all of this information now. And in an attempt to keep track of how often she's spoken about me, right? She then starts to, towards the end, it's now been me again. And for the last like 6 months, it wasn't always like this, by the way. Like she used to just post long videos with screenshots of all different things from my account, comparing my hair color to hers, the cat, with like eerie music in the back, and she'd do a voiceover, or she'd do a black screen and would talk about how like I'm stalking her, and that would be it. And then like as of recent, it kind of switched and pivoted to her like making up new allegations about me. This started probably like, I want to say a couple months ago, that she started doing the lying about things, right? Like she would fabricate stories, she would twist the narrative. Like it started to become sort of a spiral, because I think she probably made the connection. If I lie about her, like I lied about copying her, that's how I gain the support. Like that's how I get people to see my videos. And that worked a couple times. So she would come up with a new lie, you know, and it's something, it can't just be something like, oh, like I copied her cat, right? The more outrageous it is, the more clicks it's gonna get. And you learn about that when you know, I do social media. Like I've had management, I've done this for years. You start with a hook and you talk about something relevant or something charged, because you can either be a rage bait content creator, a cringe bait content creator, a lifestyle, like there's all these different facets. And I would say she kind of borders like being a lol cow. It just reminds me of the style of that and the way that she posts. So she ends up making these accusations, right? Like almost like a T page. And she says like, oh, I'm racist. Like I have hacked her debit card. I contacted her family. I followed her to the East Coast. Like all of these outrageous things that just could not be further from the truth. But when people see them, they're like, this is crazy, you know, like shock value. So she lies about all this stuff. And then I don't even know like what ended up coming from that. I guess the videos weren't doing as well, right? Like there are people that report her videos, because at the end of the day, I'm not the only person she's burned. Like she has scammed people. That's what the Reddit was made for, was to basically talk about her inconsistencies in her story of like, oh, she would say, you know, like I don't have money, I need this, and would have money and like designer clothes, like, you know, just kind of pointing out inconsistencies between her story, which again, not really anything to do with me. So she says all of this stuff, you know, outlandish claims. She starts blocking anybody who doesn't believe her. But the problem is like, I'm not addressing it. And outside of my 2 pinned videos, I didn't talk about it. And I wouldn't talk about it on a live. I would just direct people to the videos, and I would just lay low, as I had done for the last 2 years. Increasingly in the last 6 months, because of the hateful stuff that she's saying and like lies becoming and growing more abhorrent, the comments have gotten worse. And now there's more threats against my life than ever before, of people coming into my comments saying things. And, you know, to a certain degree, you can brush it off. Like, yeah, it's the internet. Like, people are going to say crazy stuff. Like, a lot of them were young at first. Like, these commenters, like, I could tell that they were kids or high schoolers. And now it kind of like ranged to older demographics. I see literally people that, you know, I think knowing her her political orientation wouldn't be supporting her. So it was just like more people who I think were kind of like trying to fight this injustice off that she claimed I had committed in one way or another. And I definitely understand that and where that was coming from. And for me to not say anything, like, it almost kind of made me look guilty. And the videos that I posted, granted, were longer form content. So think about how, you know, she uses these hooks to speak about me. I didn't use a hook. I just said, like, you know, I've been stalked, I've been getting baby reindeered, like, this is my side of the story. And because it was long, people didn't listen to the whole video. And people weren't, like, watching me showing receipts, giving facts, sharing my side. Like, they just watched it to literally leave a comment, basically disagreeing with me. You know, just crazy. I mean, my family almost laughs about it because the way that, like, she's called me rich a million times. I can't even, like, I wish I could just post how much debt I'm in from student loans, because that would end that argument really quick. But yeah, it's just like a nightmare. And I ended up calling the cops when first my family's address got leaked, right? So that's when I called the cops. It was because I was like, you know, this is going across state borders. Like, this is becoming increasingly concerning. Like, my mom is a single mom. Like, I don't want her and my siblings all live at home, like, to put them in jeopardy. My mom got cameras because, like, it was that much of a concern. We've had stuff in the past where, like, people show up at our house, like, it's weird. So my mom gets cameras, and in the meantime, I call the cops. The cops come to my apartment. You know, I live in a city that's, like, kind of higher in crime, and I called the non-emergency line because it really wasn't even to, like, go get her right now, you know what I mean? It was to keep a paper trail. Like, that's what they recommend you do, and it's even what the cops said to do. So, like, you know, there's older gentlemen, they don't really understand, like, why would you keep posting on social media is what they asked me. And I was like, well, because it's my job. It's something I love. Like, I don't do anything malicious. Like, this is so out of character for me. But, like, you know, it gets to a point where, this is dangerous. Like, she's made threats against my life. Like, it's not okay. And now is getting other people to do it so she can kind of find that loophole. So I'm talking to them about, like, legality of things. And they're like, listen, like, we can't do anything unless she shows up on your doorstep. Like, that is the only time that you could get a protective order, restraining order. And they're like, but from what it sounds like, you're dealing with it as much as you can. Keep reporting it. Keep the paper trail. They're like, eventually, like, they're going to get annoyed that they keep having to come see you. So I haven't called the cops because genuinely, like, she, you know, since I mentioned that I was involving police, has been a lot more locked down with the location stuff and not, like, liking comments like that. But, you know, right after, like, probably the day after the cops were there, my address got leaked. And that was, like, then people were posting my address, spamming it in my comments. Someone commented on my Instagram. They've DM'd my friends, my family, my former employer. Like, it was just a mess, and, like, it just hasn't stopped. And especially, like, living alone, super scary. I literally thank God that I live not too far from a police station, so God forbid anything were to happen. I have cameras, like, not worried about it, to be honest. About, like, anything that could happen. But I'm not even really worried about her showing up ever. What I'm more concerned about is, like, there's scary people online. Like, even if she isn't a direct threat to me, the people that follow her and come and bring such hate to my page and are willing to spam my address 50 times and message my entire Facebook list, those people concern me more than she does. And I think she knows that. And definitely plays on that. Because for some reason, you know, someone commented the other day that, like, these lies she actually believes. That's, like, the most crazy part is, like, that makes sense in her brain to, like, say these things. And she's in her mind, I've done it all. So it's, yeah, exactly. It's crazy. Like, the fact that, you know, she can sit there and say all of this and believe it. And that's why it seems so believable, is because she really believes it. So it's, like, exhausting because it's just, like, I don't even know how to explain to people. Like, when I got into a relationship last year, I had to explain to my boyfriend that I was dating, like, hey, I have this crazy person that, like, will not leave me alone and posts a crazy amount about me. And it's just, like, this entire situation is insane. And I don't, like, want you to be involved in it, but, like, God forbid they might find your social media, because that's happened before too. Like, that's why I stopped talking about my dating life online or being as descriptive about it, because they would find the guys that I was dating through my following. Is that not fucking crazy? Like, it's just, it gets to a point, you know, where, like, I've stopped sharing so much of my life on social media because I can't. And it even feels insane when I talk about it. You know, like, my friends ask for updates and I just, like, have to say, oh, here's the new allegation about me this week. Like, I haven't been able to do anything. But the police did say, you know, keep reporting it. And if you were to hire a lawyer, you'd likely win. I have no history with any sort of like bad legal involvement. I really have avoided it up until this point. And I think like that's all I really can do now is to just like call out the inconsistencies, because people don't want to read between the lines to see it. I've been, explaining to people this week that people nowadays need to be force-fed information, right? And that's what she does, and that's why it's so successful, is because she sits there, she lies, makes up these grandiose rumors about me, and it works, because then, like, thousands of people are seeing it. She's paying to promote these videos when they don't get attention, because she literally just wants the support. And that's the saddest part of all of it, is, like, she wants to feel like people are on her team. And even if it's at the expense of another person. And eventually it's going to be at the expense of herself. She says, like, I inhibited her from getting a job from 2 posts. I don't think that that's going to stop her from getting employment at all. It's her own digital footprint that's stopping her from these opportunities, And I never want anyone to be harmed from the situation. I would like her to get help. Quite the opposite. I would love to see her get treatment for whatever's going on, because this isn't normal behavior at all. It's extremely irrational and erratic, and I don't, there's only so much I can do. I even asked the cops to go do a welfare check at one point, and they're like, are you saying that maliciously? And I was like, no, like, I genuinely want to know that she's okay, because like, this is not normal. So yeah. It's a lot of anger. Oh, hold on. Did that work? It said my connection was choppy. Yeah, I mean, she's made a lot of money off this GoFundMe. From what I've seen in the Reddit, I know they keep a more running tab of that. I could care less. If you're going to donate to people online, that's up to you and your business, and it has nothing to do with me. But to use me as the bait to get money definitely feels wrong. Yeah, she's raised a lot of money over the years from explaining her situation. She doesn't want to have a job, and that's the problem, is like, I think people do need to work. Like, and a lot of people say, like, oh, corporate slave. I don't think you necessarily have to work in a corporate environment to have a job, but you need to be doing something outside of yourself, right? Like, whether it's helping people, whether it's literally working in food service, like, gain a skill, hobby, stimulate your brain. Like, I think it's good that everybody has some sort of interest outside of it, because like, this restlessness and irritableness is only building up to cause situations like this. And it's just spiraled so far out of control. Like, at one point I didn't even know what to say, because, like, the lies and the things are just falling in on themselves, and I thought that people would draw the connection sooner, and it just hasn't happened that way. And it seems to be garnering a new audience every time she posts. So, yeah. It's been horrible. Like, I can sit here and say, like, this hasn't affected me at all, and I've been so calm, cool, collected, strong. It's nerve-wracking to see people talk about your family online, messaging your family members, messaging your friends. Like, Kat started getting hate comments because of screenshots she's posting from 2 years ago. Both my sisters have been reached out to. My brother's pretty off the grid, but he's a tech guy, so that makes a lot of sense. And it sucks. I don't know. Like, even my mom reached out to my mom. Like, my mom didn't know the situation that's going on. And especially living by myself. Holy fuck. Like, that's really scary to see comments from random fake accounts, like, sending me personal information. Yeah, terrifying. Chronic illness advocacy account and the Reddit snarks and trolls go to the scariest lengths. I'm sure. And I understand where things can be a snark. And do I think that at times there is snark behavior in the Reddit? Absolutely. But my point of sending people to the Reddit was when I couldn't speak on it myself, they were actively keeping a trail of her videos. Because this is what she does. She'll post a video, test it out. If it doesn't do well, she'll delete it or she'll promote it. And if the video is inconsistent with something else that she said maybe earlier in the week, earlier that day, she'll delete the video before it. So it's tough. But I don't think that they're doctoring anything as much as, like, I don't really love, like, the unnecessary opinions or even, like, God forbid anyone in there was condoning any sort of violence against her. I have yet to see that, but if that were to be happening, I don't condone that. I don't even think the doxing is okay. Okay, like, I don't agree with people trying to hunt on someone's location, but it happens. And I think that that's a part of being on social media. And that's what the cop said to me. Like, that's all public information. Like, people can find that really easily. The time that it becomes a problem and a legal issue is when someone shows up on your fucking doorstep. Like, then the cops have to get involved. Then the protective orders are put in place. So, like, it literally has just been a waiting game for someone to cross the boundaries. And I'm not challenging anybody to do that. Please don't. But what I'm saying is like, I don't want to have to wait around for shit to get worse while I just, like, I'm on standby. You know, like, it's not like me to be quiet about something that's going on. And I think that I've had to be quiet in a lot of ways in the last 2 years. So, yeah, it's made me so anxious. I hate waking up in the morning to deleting comments telling me to jump, like, horrific things. I don't know. And I don't condone that for her either. I condone people to start being in her comments like, hey, maybe we should take a break from social media, you know? Like, I don't think she should be online. Because at the end of the day, I'm someone who's coming and speaking and telling my story in a very matter-of-fact way. Obviously, I'm explaining that there's emotional aspects behind it. But there are going to be people online who want to fuck with her. And that's what's happened. And that's why she calls this Reddit cult a cult. Because, like, if you're going to get money off of GoFundMes on the internet, like, I'm not saying you're asking for it. But I'm saying that's probably going to come with the territory. And just like an FYI, too, as much as I'm not the biggest fan of Reddit snarks, they have constantly defended me when I couldn't defend myself, and constantly tried to, like, make sure that, like, my side was also told, even when I wasn't comfortable telling it. And that's, you know, I've spoken with the owner of it and just had information sent to me that, like, I might not have had, because, again, like, she's blocked me from all of her accounts. I have no idea what she's posting until the hate comments land. So that's the only reason why I've sort of had any affiliation with it. But yeah, I mean, it's just shitty situation all around. So I don't, like, know at some point, like, what to really do other than just consistently call the cops. What made me speak up now? She's starting to promote her videos, so they're getting more views than ever. And I've received more hate comments in the last month than I probably have in the 2 years that this has been going on. That's why I decided to do it now. But I've been, you know, speaking on it in general. I spoke on it in November, those 2 videos, and that was the only time I addressed it. And then I even showed my Reddit name, like, I wasn't posting anything bad. Yeah. It makes my stomach drop too. I know your story about her doing the same thing to you is horrific. I'm so sorry you went through that. And honestly, like, if I have to go through this and no one else does, like, that's fine. I would prefer that, because at the end of the day, it's going to get dealt with. Something's going to happen. You know, I just have to keep the faith that what you put into the world is what you get out of it, right? And I think that me avoiding it did really not enough for, you know, my safety and my peace of mind. And I think that it kind of allowed people to twist the situation, to run with these rumors, to allow her to make these statements on me. And it just, I feel like it made me look guilty by not saying anything for so long. And I just hoped it would blow over if I didn't address it. And I just stated, you know, I would look into this. That's basically what my videos were saying. And at the end of the day, it, for some reason, just ripped it up even more, because I'm sure she's getting not only a lot of support, but a lot of financial support from posting these videos. So it's frustrating. What's her connection? It's really not, you know, much. It backfired speaking out on it. Yeah. I just got lucky that it did blow over. Yeah. I know. TikTok, I feel like recently... No, I didn't know her before. I had no idea who she was. She found my account first, blocked me, and then made a bunch of videos basically stating that I was copying her. Like, at one point, guys, she's even, like... It just reminds me of, like, high school bullying. Like, I had a video of, like, me in the pool, like... I was helping my mom clean the pool or something, like, the tiles were bad. I don't remember. I was visiting home. She screenshotted my forehead and said I need Botox really bad. And was, like, talking about how ugly I am on her pages. She's just, like, I don't know what the fuck I could have done to warrant this for so long. or how you sleep at night knowing that you make up these things about people. I don't understand. Check my recent videos. I'm just talking about, I've been stalked for a minute now, and I just kind of finally came out and I'm telling my story, and I don't think I'm gonna remain silent anymore. So, well, I get Botox, and I've been talking about it the day before. So, like, she watches my videos. Like I was saying earlier, she unblocks me. I'm sure she might even be in this live right now, for all I know. But she unblocks me when it fits her narrative too, right? Like, she'll see something that I talked about recently and spin off that. So, or see something that I posted or rewatch the videos, and, you know, she said I mentioned her essayer's name in one of my videos, and I put it in tiny text. I'm not sure where I did that. I don't willingly support people like that. I'm confused where that even got brought up. And even in my video where, you know, I was just pointing out her inconsistencies of saying that she is anti-government, she didn't vote for anybody, and then, like, a couple months ago she was, like, heavily piggybacking on being a Trump supporter. And I posted those screenshots of her talking about Trump, and in one of the screenshots she was talking about her grandma passing, and she said that I was making fun of her grandma for passing away. I was pointing out that you're lying about being a Trump supporter. I don't know. The bulletproof vest thing, I will never understand. Guys, I grew up 15 minutes from Sandy Hook. I am so anti-gun. I don't understand, like, I don't even own a weapon. I don't even have pepper spray. Like, I think I have a taser, but that's about it. Like, the fact that that's even brought up is so confusing to me. I don't know where that came about. And they're, like, hundreds of dollars. So, yeah. Your scapegoat for something? For getting more money. That's the triangle here. Is, like, blame me, get support, get money. Blame me, get support, get money. It's like, you know. Oh, not the Sandy Hook deniers. That's so messed up. Guys, I've never even used a pew-pew. I had a BB gun as a kid. That's about as advanced as I get in that. So I don't understand. It's the shock value thing. Like, to see someone, a civilian, wearing a bulletproof vest on your timeline and saying it's about a stalker, what does that do? Immediately make you assume that someone's in danger. This is very calculated. She promoted that video, by the way. Someone told me that it showed up as an ad. So, again, I tried to have a conversation when this all started 2 years ago. I've been blocked ever since. She has no interest in resolving this because it benefits the narrative that she's a victim. And I won't allow it anymore. It's not, like, it's just insane. Can I not get a cease and desist or restraining order? No. The cop said that, again, like, she would have to show up to my door. Like, there would have to be physical threats to me in person. So, there was that. My stalker. Or someone who's, I don't even know if you would call it a stalker, like, someone who's made me a target. Like, I'm someone's target? Like, what would you even call that? I don't even know if it's, like, a stalker, because it's more of, like, my accuser? So you can sue for defamation, but guys, I don't got it like that. Like, these allegations of me being some rich girl, hey, I would love to live in that reality, but it's not true. I have a mass amount of student loan debt. I pay for rent, and I'm in an entry-level position. Like, I don't make lawyer money. So, and it's very rare that lawyers will take a pro bono case for a defamation case. Yeah, it's rare. Yeah. It's a lot. It's a long process. It's a lot of money. Not to mention, like, I just don't I don't have the money or the time for that. But, you know, if she ever does decide to bring it to legal action, like she's claiming she's going to, I'm happy to go and defend myself. And I'm happy for her to call the cops. I'm prepared. Like, I have no issue with her calling the cops to my place. So, like, really not worried about anything, to be honest. I'm just more concerned about, like, the long-term effects of this. Like, if I don't speak out and deny it and I allow this to continue happening, like, at what point is it too much? You know? Like, in a month from now, I could be getting allegations that, like, I've essayed someone or, you know, like, just craziness. And I can't allow that to be said. So, yeah, there is a real lack of, I think someone said media literacy today, where people see things and believe it at face value without looking further into what's being said. And again, there's three sides to every story. His side, her side, the truth. And I feel like people don't even, you know, try to gain a sense of, like, what's really going on here. They just assume. Yeah. Well, that's why, like, I think cease and desist would be better, because then if she proceeds to post the way that she's posting online, like, that would end everything, you know? Like, she would face even worse legal consequences for that. Yeah, all I can do is keep talking, because ignoring it got me how far? Thousands of death threats every day, getting doxxed, like, just never stopped. Did I ever do that trip thing? No, I found out that was a scam, so I politely declined that offer. She makes a lot of mockery of victims. Like, to accuse me of supporting and platforming rapists when that's happened to me twice, it just was almost, like, insulting for people to not even go through my page at all and look at what I've said or, you know, get a gauge for who I am. Yeah. What made her call you out? She accused me of copying her 2 years ago, and I saw all the hate comments I was getting drunkenly, and then in a live I started getting comments about it when I was pre-gaming with my friends in college, and I said, who? And I looked her up, and I was blocked, so I made a video on my friend's account. Granted, not my best character moment, right? But to be honest, college me really did not give a fuck. This is also the violent mental health history she talks about with me. I was a Frank Gallagher in college. Like, I partied all the time, so I didn't always have the best sense of judgment of what I was saying on the internet. And I made a video on Kat's account, my best friend, and I said, unblock me. Let's talk about this. Something along the lines of that. I woke up the next day hungover to more hate comments from her and people, and she, you know, ran with what I'd said on the live or that video. She got my friend's video taken down, and we were both getting hate comments. So I made, like, a hungover. This is my style in college. Like, I made a hungover get ready with me. And I made the caption, Gracie the Brat, it's all her fault. And that warranted her pulling up to my school with a pew-pew, apparently. And that continued. She stopped for a little bit. She got offline for a little bit. And then, you know, kind of, like, continued over the years. And there's been spots where, like, she'll come up with something else that's going on, or, like, there's another thing that kind of distracts her from me, but it always circles back to talking about me somehow. Always. Do you know she found your page? I was going viral a lot. So, like, this is how my main account got deleted for partying too hard and posting it. And this is when TikTok had, like, pretty severe, like, community guidelines. Like, if you even had one person report your video, like, that would, like, stop you from posting, stop you from going live. Like, it was just a lot different in the earlier years. So I was restarting over, and people were just finding my new account. So, like, every video I was posting, people were like, oh my God, there you are, you know? And I didn't have a big following at that point in time, but she must have seen one of my videos and saw, you know, I just got an MJ and my hair was red. And she said that I copied her and the cat. And I said, I've never seen you before. This is ridiculous. So she was using my silence against me. Absolutely. And the fact that, like, you won't, you know? And I just felt that, like, number one, if I ignored it long enough, like, she would eventually stop trying to get a reaction out of me. But what I realized is she's not doing this to get a reaction out of me. She's doing this to get money, support, followers, engagement. This wasn't about getting a reaction out of me. This was about, like, getting a reaction. So, even when she wasn't on TikTok, yeah, she was making Instagram and YouTube videos. I was told that. I got comments on my Instagram because of that. Very amount of people have high views or following anything similar to her. Yeah. Which is funny because, guys, the whole point of being an influencer is to influence. Let's think about that for a second. So even if, like, you know, like, she wants to be an influencer, like, she's gonna have to get used to people copying her. That's, like, a trick of the trade. That's the whole point, I fear. Yeah. Yeah. She's a viral video. Yeah. She said you doxed her. I didn't. So those accounts that she posts, like, commenting that, like, her address and stuff like that, I'm sure someone's doing that and that's not okay, but it's certainly not me. And it might even be her. I don't have multiple accounts. I don't even know where she is right now. I have no clue what state she's living in. The only reason I knew where she was at one point was because she moved back to the East Coast, and then I started getting comments that I'm following her to the East Coast because I was visiting my family for Thanksgiving. And my family lives in Connecticut, and I guess she moved to Vermont. So, I don't know where she is. I knew at one point, obviously, she was posting that she lived in LA, and that was, like, part of the threatening when she was, like, trying to pew-pew me. She would say, oh, I'm from LA. Like, so that's how I knew she was living in LA at one point. But I don't know where she lives now. No, I have no idea. And I don't condone that. Like, if someone were to come on my page and drop her address in my comments, I'd delete it. I don't think that's okay. But she likes comments doxing me. Yeah, and she sends people to dox me. And what does she think is going to happen by saying to other people, this girl is doxing me? She knows her followers. She's not dumb, okay? She knows her followers are going to come and dox me because she wants me to feel as unsafe and unstable. And also, like, she's really mad at the Reddit. Like, this isn't about me. This is about the people that post about her on the Reddit, right? And, like, she doesn't like that people are keeping close tabs on her and snark, you know, sort of, like, communities. I get that. But for whatever reason, somehow I became the ultra lord of the Reddit. I became the supreme leader of the Reddit. I've put my Reddit username in there. I've spoken to the owner of the Reddit. Like, I don't have any affiliation. I asked for help in the Reddit to send me any sort of information for when the cops came to my house, and they did. Got what I needed. So, yeah, I don't post about her rapist. Like I said, I've been essayed. I would never do that knowingly, but I'm not sure where I did that. Yeah. But, I don't know. It just, like, is kind of, I don't understand how this has come so far. I mean, really, it's the lying and, like, these, you know, the copying thing. If that was continued to be posted about me, you know what I mean? I could turn a blind eye to that. When you start to make up lies about me and my family, also, like, even down to, like, my religion. Like, she assumes I'm Catholic because I put in my bio thinking it was funny, Catholic Church, because, you know, on Instagram you can put yourself into a category. And then, like, accuse me of doing Catholic witchcraft on her on the same day every year. Like, she's not okay. That's not normal. That's not a thought process that, like, someone who is, like, of sound mind comes to that conclusion. Yeah, she does delete her videos after posting. She does. She'll delete the ones that don't fit the narrative. I was explaining this earlier, but, like, if she'll post a video, right, and then someone will say, well, didn't you the other day talk about this? That video that she was, you know, contradicts in any way will be gone. And that's why the Reddit was so important, too, for that, because she'll delete the video even if it doesn't go viral, and it's talking about me. And then she'll repost it and tweak the caption. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I've heard. This is just crazy. Like, actually insane. I don't know what to do, you know? Do you even know who... No, I have no clue who she's talking about. And that wasn't brought up until recently. Like, that video has been up since November. She didn't start saying about the rapist thing until, I think, this last week or so. I have no idea who she's talking about. I don't, like, you know... I don't understand what the fuck has happened. Honestly. It's money motivated. Yeah. Again, like, I get it. And, like, from living, I mean, I've never had to be homeless, right? And I have to acknowledge my privilege when it comes to that. But I can only imagine that it puts you in a place of fight or flight, survival, you know, you're in survival mode. That I empathize with. I definitely do. I have a lot of empathy for her. I can't imagine being in her situation, right? And like that for me, like I work hard to put a roof over my head. I have a good relationship with my family. Like I don't wish to trade places with her at all, but I do understand that like when you're living like that, like obviously you probably have a lot of anger and a lot of feelings that are misdirected, and her not being able to access help or as readily available as, you know, maybe she wants it to be, because I'm sure she can at least talk to somebody about what's been going on. It probably, you know, leaves a lot of things unresolved and misplaced. And that I understand, because I can't imagine living like that. But to let that be the excuse of the way that you treat other people is not okay. I've met plenty of people in my life who've been through horror stories. My parents lived in active addiction for like the good first chunk of their life, and were in horrible situations with, you know, just horrible luck and horrible people. But at some point, you have to take accountability. I've had to do it in the past of like, I felt like everything was going wrong in my life. Like, you know, I had a really rough time in college, like really scary things were happening to me. I was engaging with like self-destruction and risk engaging behaviors. And that's probably my fault, was like, you know, I really only hurt myself, not other people. And what I had to do to stop that was take accountability and get help. And it changed my life. The last 2 years of my life have been insane. And how much of a 180 I feel like I've done. I'm really proud of the work I've done. Actually, humble flex, I'm finally like well enough for the first time, and I've been in therapy for like a decade, where I don't have to go every week. I've now spaced it out to every 2 weeks. And like that's how much of work that's a testimony to like how much I've worked on myself and how much things have changed for me for the better. But again, like I can't be the target of this forever. You know, like at what point do you have to look at yourself and say, I've really put myself into this situation? And that's what I am right now. I'm the scapegoat, like you guys said. Like I'm the target because I'm an easy target because I didn't defend myself for years. I have this big following. People love to villainize anyone who has a following on this platform, and granted, some of them do deserve it. But I don't even make money from this, guys. Like I have a job outside of social media. I just do this for fun. So like to report my videos every day, like you're really not hurting anybody. That is not even what I care about. It's when you start bringing my family into it and my friends and my life that it's not okay. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Frustrated. Yeah, it's worrying to have someone dox and accuse me. It doesn't feel good. And then like when people in my personal life ask me about it, it's embarrassing. Like my coworkers know who this person is because she's posted about me so much. She's come up on their For You pages and they're like, what the fuck? I'm like, I don't even know how to begin to explain this to you. So, oh, I don't do this social media. I do social media for work, but not my own. So I've gone to the police already, and they like literally will not do anything until someone shows up on my doorstep. Not that I'm challenging anybody to do that. No show up on MK's doorstep challenge, but that like it has to be a physical threat in order for them to handle it. And then otherwise they said I could win like a civil suit, but it's not, you know, gonna happen. Yeah, no worries. Lauren on the Reddit page is insane, and she's the one who brings it up all the time. Yeah, I haven't talked about it. And, you know, that I thought would be like, people would see that and be like, oh, she doesn't speak on it. Like, she said her piece, like, that's that, and, you know, it is what it is. I forgot the internet is, like, a lawless place. Like, people want the tea, want the drama. So it's just constantly, like, my DMs are flooded. I wish I could show you guys. Like, I had to filter them. I got shit on for filtering them because I just don't want to, like, have this discourse going on in my comments. So we didn't meet. We don't know each other personally. They can do something, ended up in court. Yeah, I mean, I hope they end up doing something, but for right now they can't. Yeah, I know. She said I talked about her grandma. I was really just trying to show you guys that she's lying about being a Trump supporter. But And that's just one of many lies. Like, it just, that post of, like, I wasn't even necessarily trying to speak to, like, she voted for Trump, like, Trumpy alert, and, like, sound the alarms. But I was more showing you how she switches. Like, of saying, oh, I don't support the government, to, like, a couple months ago, she was going on extremely phobic rants and, like, xenophobic rants. Like, it was just, I don't understand how anyone doesn't bother to do digging. Like, I could delete these videos by tomorrow and be like, I never said anything. You know? Like, that would be crazy. That would be crazy. Yeah. I'm so confused about her. What actually happened to make her blame so much on you? 2 years ago, I made a video, like, responding. Okay, I don't even know. Guys, like, I've talked about this so many times, it feels like my brain is turning to mush. I can't even believe that this is my life. I have a cat with heterochromia, 2 different colored eyes, and I got her my senior year of college. I adopted her from Craigslist, and I had started over on my social media accounts. I had red hair, and I dyed my hair red. And I still do this to this day. Like, it's just fun for the fall. It's a trend. She found my videos and accused me of copying her. And I was drinking with friends when I started getting comments. I was doing a live stream, saw that she had blocked me, made a video on my friend's account saying, unblock me, let's talk about this. I would like to see evidence of you saying that I'm saving all of your videos, because you can see that. And she blocked my friend, made more videos. And then the next morning I woke up to more hate comments, and I was hungover, and I did hungover Get Ready With Me's in college. And I made the comment, this is Gracie the Brat's fault, thinking I was being funny. Like, guys, I used to be a very catty person, okay? And, like, internet beef, it was not that serious to me, you know what I mean? Like, back then, it was laughable. Like, to be accused of copying somebody, I don't know, I felt like, I don't know, it's like arguing with my little sister. So, I don't post about it again. That was it. That was literally the whole premise of every that's where it started. And then from there, she showed up to my school threatening to hurt me with a firearm. So, okay, you want to see MJ? She doesn't like being picked up, so I don't want to. Here, I'll take this. You can say hi. Miss Meow. She always looks so scrunkly. I just brushed her yesterday, and she, a lot of fur came out. She says hello. She's like smelling my lips. I don't know why. But yeah. I don't know, guys. I fear we've lost the plot. Who are we talking about? This person who's been accusing me of everything under the sun. Yeah, you know what? I got her. This is my guard dog. Miss Mao. I wake up in the morning, she's like standing on me, like towering over. It's the real stalker. But yeah. Hey, honestly, thoughts, prayers, hopes, and dreams, send them my way, because at this point, I feel like there is no guidebook on how to deal with situations like this. There isn't. So, yeah. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Yeah, she does post stuff and delete it. A lot. So. Girl, I'd be making her life a living hell. That's the thing. And maybe this is like me to a fault. She's not happy. Happy people don't do this. You know what I mean? So that's why this is all happening. Happy people don't actively seek out ruining someone's life. And I don't want that to be the end goal. I'd like her to get help. So I don't think fighting fire with fire is the best in this instance. Yeah, you know, I'd love to like talk about that. I'd love to get other people to share their stories about being stalked online, because this is like a common thing. Like, the more that I've like had her just make these allegations, and people who like actually care to go through my videos and watch it and listen to what I have to say, I've had people reach out to me and say that like a very similar thing has happened, whether it's an ex. I've heard of other women doing it. Like, also kind of insane that like I feel like most of the time people who stalk are typically male. So it's lagging again. All right, I'll see if it gives me the option to refresh it, because sometimes it does that. I wish it would give me the option. It's not lagging? Okay. Okay, cool. I don't know what that was. My Wi-Fi is not great, so forgive. But thank you guys for listening to me. Like, at the end of the day, I'm just so glad that people are willing to hear out, like, what has been going on, because I felt genuinely like I damned if I do, damned if I don't. And I don't want to get emotional or angry or freak out. Like, last night after my 2 glasses of wine, I was giggling about it because I was like, I'm so, like, over this. You know what I mean? Like, it sounds ridiculous. Like, 2 truths and a lie. It's gonna go hard. Never have I ever. Final boss. But it does remind me of Gabby Hanna. I actually was brought into the Gabby Hanna situation, too. Fun fact. There's a video of Gabby Hanna using my full government in a video, but in a nice way. She reached out to me after. We used to be mutuals. And look, she's turned her life around, you know, like, she's gotten so much better. She's doing, like, yoga or whatever now. She's, like, a teacher. Found a healthy hobby and got out of LA. I think that that's, you know, kind of the catalyst for a lot of people. Happened to the pod. I couldn't afford to keep up with it. I, again, used to have management. I used to have a team. So things were a lot different when I was doing this as my full-time job. This wasn't even my only job, guys. I had like 3 in college. That's why the rich allegations will never fail to make me laugh. That one I'll take. You know what? We can spread that rumor. Say that I'm rich. Manifest that into existence for me. Internet drama is real. Young fans will believe anything their idols say. That too, I feel like with, you know, Trump saving TikTok, a large wave of boomers came onto the app too, and like Gen X. So now I feel like a lot of the people who are also believing this at face value are old. Young or old, no in between. Trying to tell people you leaked her name again? That's crazy because that screenshot is from her account. That's her social media where she said the N-word. And I screenshotted it. Your name is public information, guys. Like, this is all stuff that can be found. Yeah, how can you leak a name? It's public information. It's crazy. Oh my god, MJ's rubbing all over me. She never does this. She's like, has her moments where she's snuggly, but see that? Yeah. I mean, listen, like, that's why at the end of the day, like, I knew when I started doing social media, like, that was always a chance. That, like, people were gonna know where I'm from and know where I live. And, like, it's really easy. Like, I even the other day was seeing some kid on my For You page. She's, like, a musician. And, whoa, which of these objects is worn on the head? Oh, that was a cool test. I even, like, saw some musician on my For You page and I was stalking him. Like, just going through his profile, you know what I mean? I have to be careful with throwing that word around now. And I saw, like, something was really familiar and I could kind of tell he lived in the same, like, Orange County because it kind of all looks the same here. And I was, like, looking at his profile. He literally lives in my old house. And it's that easy. Like, people can recognize little things from the background, little things from, you know, like, even where I live now in this apartment. Someone actually found out where I lived the first day that I posted my new apartment. So, yeah, crazy. But I am tired of being mentally drained by all of this. And I feel like the only way to clear my name is to do just that. Not to ignore it. Air it the hell out. So. Why did someone comment, call me Metro the way I make it boom in the bedroom? I don't know. You guys are funny. That made me laugh. I honestly woke up and I low-key had anxiety from posting that last night, but, like, also this weird sense of relief of, like, oh, thank God. Like, I don't have to, like, bite my tongue anymore. Because there's so much I want to say, and there's, like, I just have a history of being, like, overly defensive against myself, and I don't want to over speak on the issue to a point where, like, it almost feels like people, I don't know, don't believe me, because I sometimes feel like when people over-explain stuff, like, that makes them look guilty too. Like, there is really no happy medium with talking about this stuff, but you ignored it for so long that it didn't work. I can't imagine the stress. Yeah, imagine me going, like, literally, I should be suing for emotional damages. The way that I had to bring this up in therapy so much and be, like, literally every single day waking up to comments about how I look, my family, my ex-boyfriends, like, insane behavior. I worried at one point that I was going to lose my job because of it. And I like had to speak with my boss and was like, hey, kind of insane, but I have someone who like accuses me of outrageous stuff online. And like, thank God people know my character better than to know that I would do stuff like that. And I hope you guys too, like, understand that this is just so out of left field for me that I wouldn't do half of the things she's saying. The hacking the debit card thing really got me because I was like, I'm getting way more credit than I deserve because I graduated a communications major. I'm not that intelligent. How do you call someone's employers? So there was a time where I don't know if it was her, and it could have been her following, but I worked for someone that had like influencer clientele, and they reached out to the influencers that I was hanging out with, like through this job, and said stuff, like a bunch of lies about me, that I was like leaking their address, and like then it just made me look really bad. Also, it was like one of my childhood idols too, so it was super embarrassing. And thank God my boss like vouched for my character, but like stuff like that could be like a fireable offense, and that was done full willing of like trying to make me lose my job. So, and that's why I warned my employers now about it, because I just like don't want to deal with all of this. It's insanity. So it's better to ask for forgiveness. What is that saying? You're going out for years. She has control of the narrative if you don't talk about it too. Yeah, that I agree with that. And I think that's what I've it's sort of become like the bystander effect. You know what I mean? Like nothing changes if nothing changes. And I can like sit here and let her steamroll me and make all these comments and remain unbothered. But like at the end of the day, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So we're trying a new approach, and that is speaking out. Forgiveness over permission? Yeah, there you go. Am I going to make more vids about her? Yes. If she starts, because this is what's going to happen. It's already started today because she unblocked me to watch the videos. And the new allegations are starting. So I'm just going to keep a list of things I was accused of. And weekly we'll do an update where I literally sit there and deny everything that she's claiming against me. Like, already at the top of my list, speaking down on her deceased grandparent. Like, that's just not... Why would I do that? Why would I do that? What are the new allegations? Literally that. Also that I sent the police to her trailer when she lived in LA. I don't know where she lived in LA. She said something, I went off her P.O. box. I don't have a P.O. I didn't even know she had a P.O. box. I've been blocked for so long, I'm not sure how I would have this information. Yeah, I don't... How does she know me? From the For You page. That's it. She must have seen my videos. I'm assuming how she found out about me. I don't know. I love that MJ's like emotional supporting me. Someone sent you your address. Can you get people like that in legal trouble? Eventually, yeah. And that was like kind of the point that I was trying to make when the cops came, and I asked them like, listen, I can't even prove that this is directly her, but I can prove that this was caused by her videos being made. Like, people were sending me my address because she was talking about I'm doxing her and I'm trying to find her location. And he said, yeah, like that would be crucial evidence if you were taking this to court. So yeah. Dude, you're about to pick up Zaxby's. Oh my God, I miss your mukbangs. Should you name your cat after Jazz Cabbage? I did. Forgive me. Should I rename her Michael Jackson? I feel like Michaela Jackson. Because I named her Mary Jane. What's another Mary Jo? Because she doesn't know what her name is outside of MJ. Oh, you're evil for that. I cannot name my cat the same as her cat. That would be so sick. Yeah. Listen, I don't want to give her more reasons to fucking come at me. I just want to talk about my side of things. But Mary Jo's. Oh, fuck. Mary Jane. MJ, what should your name be? Michael Jackson? Oh, she likes it. Kitty cat. Yeah, I want to get a dog and name him Pongo, and then another cat and name it Spork. That's my lineup for the future. I'm the one who runs the Discord. Oh, I actually have no idea how the Discord works, but I have seen people post about this. MJ. She meowed after I did that. I think she might be Michael Jackson reincarnated. Spork is really good, really powerful. But yeah, that's basically my life update. Hopefully you guys understand, like, just trigger warning, I might copy that name. Guess what? Go for it. I don't care if you copy things that I do. Please do. But yeah, I just want to come on here and, like, talk about it, because I know last night I was like, I just let it rip. Like, I fully, like, just opened Pandora's box, and I definitely did it without warning. Like, I think it's just been, like, building up in the last couple days. Like, I kind of made up my mind about it this past week. Like, I've been reflecting on it, and I didn't want to, like, jump the gun and do it, but then I had 2 glasses of wine yesterday, and I was like, there's no better time than the present. Leave it to me with a little social lubricant to really let that fly. So, you know, I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I spoke about it. And I think I'm going to continue to do that, because I think, like, that is the really only way to combat this for the time being. And then if things get worse, like, just keep reporting it to the cops. That's all you really can do. I'm going to copy MK right now. Yeah, do legally change your name. I'm really glad you did it, because I've been waiting for it. Okay, well, that makes me feel better. I definitely feel like I didn't know how well it was going to be received, because I don't want people to think, like, oh, I've, like, been silent for so long and, like, really holding my ground. But I don't feel like that's holding my ground. You know what I mean? Like, I just wasn't raised like that. I was raised with such a direct style of communication. So to, like, sit there and be like, you know, that's always been my platform, too, is being real. Like, I'm not someone who avoids the hard stuff. So it was difficult for me to feel like I was almost being, like, disingenuous to myself by not talking about it. You know? Aw, thanks, doo-doo. Continue doing it if you're backing up with evidence. Yeah. That's all I can do, right? That's all I can do. And I'm also admitting, like, you know, I could say that every hate comment I've gotten, like, that fucking random account sending me my family's address was her too. That's, like, the narrative. But it's probably not. It's probably some random person, you know? So, that follows her and has, like, a vigilante complex. And that's what the victim complex attracts, is not even just, like, the villains, but the vigilantes. Dude, I even had to stop talking about situations where I was the victim in, because my guy friend pointed out to me, he's like, do you ever think, like, you're doing this too much? Like, if you know, with men particularly, like, my dating life, because I feel like when you talk about that stuff so much, you attract people that, like, steamroll you. Is doxing illegal? So it is, but, and I think it might also be dependent on state, but I'm not too sure. I know in California it is, and especially with the intent of bodily harm or injury, like, in a malicious way. Because a lot of law is about intent, right? And if someone were to, like, accidentally post your address, that's one thing that's probably not illegal. But if someone's maliciously leaking your address with the intent of showing up at your door, to send it to people, to get people to show up to your door, you know, or to make you feel unsafe, then yes. Which you haven't. Yeah. Danny, what the fuck? Black Widow. Is that Scarlett Johansson? Her videos are attracting the wrong type of people. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot. Like, waking up in the morning and, like, reading your comments, like, of just hate after hate after hate. And then everyone always comments, like, oh, her videos get no views. Because you're fucking reporting every single one I post. You know what I mean? And also, this isn't my full-time gig anymore. I got buying followers allegations. Haven't gotten those since middle school. So, it's just crazy. It's just insane. Like, yeah, I just can't believe, like, the amount of people that don't look into things. And I think that's a huge problem, and it's been a huge problem with social media, is, like, people spread false information. And I personally have learned over the years, after too many times of saying dumb stuff, like, I would learn, like, a fact online. Let's use, like, a more PG example. I'd learn, like, a fact online about something, and I'd go and tell it to somebody, and they're like, that's not true. Even though the video has 1 million fucking likes and is about something that, like, maybe aligns with you, doesn't mean it's right. Ugh. Ew. Oh my gosh. I was sitting on that damn... Excuse me. Anyone else's cats like to go for their legs? She's so silly. I feel people create the narrative. One narrative, the force it on whoever doesn't submit to them. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really think that's it in this situation. It's like, I think that everyone makes a different narrative for different reasons, and I think her narrative is ultimately to get funds. And obviously, like, some part of her wants to be viral and wants to be an influencer or whatever, and that's why the primary focus of a lot of this hate is people with a social media following. So that's part of the issue as well. So that's her pattern. Look once and think once, and people just don't think twice. Yeah, exactly. Quitting Jazz Cabbage. I'm 2 years off of Jazz Cabbage in August of this year. Delish. Who are we talking about? I've been getting stalked online for 2 years, and I was quiet about it for over a year. And then I posted last night, basically letting it rip after 2 glasses of wine. So yeah, I don't know. Personally, I do think, like, I hate to say it, but famous people do have a habit of throwing people under the bus to get to the top, to climb to the top, but they always get exposed for it in the end. So, as annoying as it is, must be to repeat yourself. It's the best thing you can be doing. I know. Like, just keep talking. I'm really good at that, so that's the good news. When's my next rave? I'm thinking of going, so I go home to the East Coast for the month of June. I really want to go to the Mirage. I've never been, but I've heard it's, like, super dangerous, so I don't know. How did it even start? 2 years ago, I got accused of copying somebody, and I didn't really, like, read into the comments, and then I went live, and I was getting spammed about it, and I click on the person's username, and they have me blocked. And so I went on my friend's phone, and she was unblocked, so I made a video saying, hey, unblock me, let's talk about this, because I had the same hair color and the same cat. I dyed my hair red, and I have a cat with heterochromia that's white. And she blocked my friend, made, like, a bunch more posts about it. I woke up to more hate comments, and I made my caption, this is all Gracie the Brat's fault on my hungover get ready with me, because, like, I thought it was, you know, at this point it was laughable. And then, what was I gonna say? I was like, honestly, I'd admit to copying you if I did it, but I didn't. And said, like, I had proof of saving her videos, whatever. Still to this day, I've never seen those saved video proofs. And she ends up making videos about me, saying she's gonna come to my school, tagging location being at my school, talking about pew-pewing me. Lot of posts about fighting me. I just was advised by my management to not talk about it, so I didn't talk about it for a year. She eventually got her accounts banned because, like, she just was kind of, like, a problematic person. It still is, but, like, was problematic in the sense that she was often targeting a lot of, like, racially charged topics. So that's what got her banned. And then she made new accounts, but kind of didn't really post on them for a little bit. And then she started posting about me again, and then posting about being homeless and getting money from that, and then kind of combine the two avenues of content. Then kind of stopped making videos about me because she was going through a DB situation, or posting about being in one, and then after that went right back to me. So yeah, red hair getting popular really sent over some sort of edge. I mean, I know everybody, the cops have the case but they can't find her. No, the cops cannot press legal action, like protective order, unless she physically tries to harm me in person. Because she, you know, when I reported her, she still lived in Vermont. This was, I don't know if it was the winter or, like, when this was. I'll have to look back, because I know I sent texts to my mom when they were coming. I was, like, really nervous. I don't like talking to law enforcement. She was still living in Vermont. And I did know that because she had accused me of... Like, I don't know where she lived when she lived in LA, because obviously LA is big. But I did know where she was at in Vermont because she accused me of following her there when I was visiting home for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Dude, maybe this was before that. I'm trying to think of when, because I know the reason I called was because my family got doxxed, right? So because there was like overstate border stuff, the police were like we can't really do anything, you know what I mean, and just keep reporting it. And I was telling them about, like, I showed them the post of how she showed up at my school with a pew pew, like, threatening me, and they said you should go report that in Orange, where I used to live, to the police department, get that filed. I just don't think, like, it'll, statute of limitations, you know what I'm saying? So it just was like a mess. And they basically said, like, yeah, you could take this to court and probably win, but, like, lawyers are expensive. And I was like, I know. That's why I was trying to do it this way. And he laughed. And I was like, okay, well, he's like, yeah, you know who to call. If anyone shows up on your doorstep, like, then we can escalate it. But as of right now, just keep making reports because eventually it'll annoy them and they'll do something about it. So, NYPD? Yeah, but I don't live in New York. That's part of the problem. None of this has happened in New York, to my knowledge. So, yeah, there's not a lot of resources for cyber stalking. Oh, no, I'm talking to Danny. Okay, yeah, no worries. If you're innocent, just take the public defender. Well, that's if, I think you can only get a public defender if someone brings charges against you, no? So I don't think I need that or have access to that until someone charges me with anything, which is not going to happen. It's not about the statute of limitations. It's so you have the paperwork and timeline of events. Yeah. Yeah. There's actually legal aid you could look into. How? Should I come to US where your country scares me? Yeah, I mean, they're fun. It's just, like, less, I would say, it's more, like, house-oriented. Some lawyers work on contingencies and only get paid if you win the case. Yeah, but I'm not really going for money. Like, there's no financial gain to come from this, right? Really, it's about getting protective orders in place or perhaps a cease and desist so this does not continue. ICE unit can respond to cyber events over open borders. It's not over a border. I'm pretty sure she still lives in the States. So I'm not really sure what that would do for us in this situation. Oh shit, I'm like trying to read all these comments. They're going fast. You look sad and empty. Aw. I'm pretty happy actually. I'm just tired. You really just need to keep defending yourself. Don't be silent. Yeah. The drama is dramaing. I'm so tired. Oh my god, a little pack of kids on electric bikes just drove by. I love her, but I don't think she could collab with me on this one. Would you be able to get a cease and desist? No. Who's my favorite member of the Scooby-Doo gang? I feel like I'm a Daphne girl. But do love my man Shaggy. Dude, I want Subway so bad. This is not even funny. And Subway's like kind of gross, but I don't know. Sometimes I crave it. Do I think TikTok is getting banned? I don't know. I hope so. Get Subway, you deserve it. See, this is the problem with the you deserve it mindset, because I've been saying I deserve a lot of things, and I did not work for Subway, so. Honestly, normalize craving embarrassing, gross food. I literally, like, the other day, I was, my period's late from all the stress that's been going on, I hope. And I was craving Cane's so bad. And I hadn't gotten Cane's in, like, months, so I fucked up Cane's. But it's my fault, too, because, like, you know, you see one video that makes you hungry on your For You page, and it just keeps coming. I don't trust the Subway bread. Really, I like the Subway bread. I know. I hope. Question mark. But, yeah, I've been fucking up the food lately. I like the homes of the... Oh, can you hear the cars in the background? Yeah, I live on a busy street. Do I still not garden? Almost 2 years in August. Subway sauces. Oh, see, now you guys are making me want Subway even more. Oh my god. Alright, well, thanks for hanging out. This was awesome to kind of like just talk about stuff and kiki, but and really share my side of things. I appreciate you guys for supporting me and hearing me out regardless of what's going on. So thank you for being here and for hearing my side of things, and I'm looking forward to just speaking on my own behalf from now on. Like, starts a new chapter of responding. Love. Have a great day, guys. Have a happy Sunday.